बहुत ही मजेदार मतलब एक मिक्स है चीजों का without making any mega statements. In about 20 days we finished the entire series. We were in a bio bubble.
मैंने जब वो सीन पढ़ा और मैंने किया उसमें आई एडेड, जैसे साइरस ने सही कहा कि कुछ चीजें मैंने इसमें जरूर जोड़ी। ये एक ऑनगोइंग प्रोसेस है ऑफ एन एक्टर की क्रिटिसाइज भी करेगा और सेटिस्फाइड भी रहेगा। और
डोंट से दीस थिंग्स बिफोर द पार्टी।
आई डोंट केयर।
अरे प्रमिला, मैंने पूरी स्टोरी प्लान की है अराउंड दीस कॉस्ट्यूम।
आई डोंट हैव टाइम फॉर दिस गोविंद।
हे प्रमिला, कैसा लग रहा हूँ मैं, हिरन या नेवला?
तुम बेवकूफ लग रहे हो।
well, स्कूल्स में हमने काफी सारा डब्बा शेयरिंग तो किया है, फैमिलीज में काफी सारी गेट टुगेदर्स भी की हैं, but what if a series is actually placed in front of you to actually enjoy the madness of the family that is actually enjoying a potluck? एक potluck जो वाकई में एक परिवार को फिर एक बार एक दूसरे के साथ ले आए और सारे इश्यूज को साइडलाइन कर दे। Well, yes, Sony Live is coming up with a new series named Potluck. Well, आज मेरे साथ जुड़ने वाले हैं साइरस साहूकार और उन्हीं के साथ साथ उनके को-एक्टर जतिन सियाल, जो कि करेंगे शेयर इस सीरीज से जुड़े हुए उनके फेवरेट मोमेंट्स, why they chose this series and a lot more that went behind the shooting of series Potluck. तो आइए चलिए मेरे यानी विशाखा के साथ करते हैं शुरुआत आज के fun candid chat session का। Well, I would say I have heard a lot about Jatin sir's character and Cyrus के, the association with the series, but I want to know from the two of you, how was your experience with Potluck, because I'm excited now.
and मेरा कैरेक्टर जैसे आपने सुना है और साइरस का भी बिल्कुल सही सुना है। They are amazing characters and Cyrus has done very well. I don't know about me. And जो गोविंद शास्त्री है वो अपनी हरकतों से बाज नहीं आता है, जिंदगी जीना चाहता है पूरी तरीके से। He's full of life and Cyrus will tell you about his character, but all I can say is that the synergy levels between the father and the son, Cyrus, one of the sons, the other one, is amazing. And there are some moments and which we have created. It's fantastic. It's a character worth watching. I'm sure worth.
I can't agree with Sir more. I think that there is a really interesting thing which happens on the show, which is rarely also seen in a very relaxed manner, in a non-sort of pointed manner, which is that as we all grow older, we also start parenting our parents, or we also start worrying about them in different ways, or we start saying aapne ye nahi kiya, wo nahi kiya, and how all of us are tied in to our family, in many ways. So even in our family, I think Jatin sir, who obviously plays my dad, is somebody who's now he's had a very good career. He's retired, and now he's also reflecting upon his choices, seeing also his kids go through different things in their life, and yet trying to keep them all sort of together and bound through this potluck. So it's बहुत ही मजेदार मतलब एक mix है चीजों का without making any mega statements, which is what I love.
Well, tell me one thing very honestly, the two of you, not your characters. Which other character would you want to play in Potluck and why?
Then I think I would like to play maybe Shikha's character then. Visually, though, it will be quite a scary change to have a daughter like me. But yeah, of course, that would be an interesting character because she's also someone who's come back and is staying with family after moving out and living alone. And that's happened to a lot of people during this pandemic. And also जब आप वापस घर आते हैं ना, तो आप immediately एक child mode में घुस जाते हैं या child equation में घुस जाते हैं. But you also start rebelling like a kid with your parents. And there are some very beautiful moments between them and her because she lives with them. And so I guess I would try to explore that. It's not only that Mr. Sial's character is interesting, but I think he's brought a lot of beautiful layers to a person who I think is very enthusiastic and very full of life, and somebody but also holds this mild, I would say guilt, but this thing about that he was working so hard.
What about you, Jatin sir? Which other character apart from your character that's so much hyped right now, what do you want to play and why?
मैं बताऊंगा जरूर, लेकिन मुझसे ये कैरेक्टर लेना बस मेरी यही इंतजार है।
I don't think anyone else can play it better than you. So
ये मत बोलना सर, जतिन सर ने आप टीवी पे बोल चुके हैं, हमारे पर रिकॉर्डिंग है कि जतिन सर वांट्स टू प्ले दिस कैरेक्टर, आप उन्हें हटाइए वहां से।
No, I think nobody can play your character better than yours, so it's yours only.
But jokes apart, मेरी जो बीवी है प्रमिला, उसका भी कैरेक्टर बहुत अच्छा है, and she's a person जो थोड़ा सा ऑपोजिट है मेरे में जितनी मस्ती मजाक और लाइफ बनाई है। प्रमिला इज मोर सीरियस अबाउट थिंग्स, हर चीज को बहुत थोड़ा सा माप तोल के लेती है, अच्छे से लेती है, और अपने हस्बैंड के ये सब चीजों से परेशान हो गई, लेकिन she has a very hard, her core is very strongly, a family core.
Well, in that regard, I would say that, when I hear the term potluck, when I I read the thing that okay, it's interviews happening for Potluck, or maybe a series is coming out named Potluck. The first thing I was like, oh, am I getting to get something out of it? Because everybody has a perception about it. So what was your first thought when you heard that you have been approached, or you have to give an audition for something called Potluck? आपका first perception क्या था उसके बारे में?
देखिए मेरे लिए क्या होता है कि आई फाइंड दीज सॉर्ट ऑफ स्क्रिप्ट्स वेरी ट्रिकी बिकॉज व्हेन देयर इज नो मेगा इवेंट, जैसे कभी कभी एक मेगा इवेंट है, स्टॉर्म आ रहा है या बहुत भयंकर युद्ध आने वाला है या कुछ मेगा फैमिली में ड्रामा हो गया है, एक ड्रग लॉर्ड की फैमिली है ये वो, देन यू हैव वेरी वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग प्लॉट पॉइंट्स, राइट? ऑन शोज लाइक दीज वेयर you can almost feel like nothing major is happening in terms of the fact that it's like a life. ऐसा कोई इतना भयंकर चीज नहीं होता, लेकिन रोजमर्रे की जिंदगी में ये हो जाता है वो हो जाता है, and all our emotions are hidden and they come out slowly. Scripts like these are very tricky, and so reading so much of it is in the play. So what Mr. Sial did to his character may not be on the page. He may have added those layers through his performance, adding aspects of it which may not be on paper because it's expected to be brought on. So for me, I was excited about that, and I didn't know everybody obviously in the cast initially, but I knew of them and knew of their work, and I thought it would be a really fantastic thing to do. And we were also shooting in a very short period of time. In about 20 days, we finished the entire series. We were in a bio bubble, and when you meet so many different personalities, there's a potluck happening on screen, and then there's a potluck happening off screen also.
Yeah. So when I got the first scene of the potluck, and they sent me the script, in one particular scene they wanted to see if I'm comfortable doing it, how I would do it. मैंने जब वो सीन पढ़ा और मैंने किया, उसमें आई एडेड, जैसे साइरस ने सही कहा कि कुछ चीज़ें मैंने इसमें ज़रूर जोड़ी हैं, और जो मुझे लगा कि मैंने जोड़नी चाहिए, मैंने वो उस लेवल से जोड़ना शुरू की जब मैंने इसका पहला एक लुक टेस्ट किया था कि इस सीन को मैं कैसे करूँगा। मैंने उस समय कुछ चीज़ें उसमें जोड़ी, जिस तरीके से लिखा गया था और उसका डिस्क्रिप्शन था उसमें जोड़ी, और वो प्रोड्यूसर्स को बहुत पसंद है। एंड दे सेड कि सर ये तो बहुत अच्छा है हमें कि आपने इसको एक कैरेक्टर को एक और शेप, इसका एक डायमेंशन और एक उभारा है, तो अभी लाइक दिस विल कंटिन्यू, एंड दैट आई कंटिन्यू थ्रू आउट द शो. Sometimes little restricted by script. We are all working under some kind of formats.
Of course.
Well, I would say that you two are such actors who I have seen for quite a long time. So would it be right to say that today till date you are like a huge critic of your own work, या फिर आप लोग अपने काम को criticize नहीं करते हैं? What is the truth?
मैं तो हमेशा कोई सीन करने के बाद अपने आप को सोचता हूँ, यार ये इसको ऐसा करना था यार, या इसमें ये जोड़ देना था, या ये क्यों किया, या ये थोड़ा ज्यादा हो गया, ये कम हो गया. वो क्रिटिसिज्म तो मेरा चलता रहता है अपने से. बट देयर आर कुछ सीन्स पे डिपेंड कर जाता है. कुछ सीन्स ऐसे होते हैं जब मुझे बहुत कन्विक्शन आता है कि नहीं ये बहुत बढ़िया हुआ है. कई बार डायरेक्टर को पसंद नहीं आता. तो ये एक ऑनगोइंग प्रोसेस है एन एक्टर की. क्रिटिसाइज भी करेगा और सेटिस्फाइड भी रहेगा, और कभी फुल्ली सेटिस्फाइड नहीं रहेगा कोई भी एक्टर. उसको लगेगा कि इसमें कुछ ना कुछ और करना चाहिए था.
Well, I'm not even happy looking at stuff I've done because I get stressed about it because I'm like, and then a lot of the times ऐसे भी होता है कि मुझे लगता है कि जैसे आपने कहा कि 100% ये सीन ऐसे ही होना चाहिए, डायरेक्टर कहता है नहीं ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए. फिर आपने अपने दिमाग में कोई ऐसा सीन किया, फिर आपको पता चला एडिट किसी और तरीके से हो गया. There's a certain percentage of control you have as a performer, and then you don't, right? Yeah. It's not theater कि मतलब stage पे बैठा हूँ जो मेरा मन करे. I've done a lot of hosting, but for the acting space, it's a very, very new world. And sometimes I finish a scene and I'm like, damn it, I wish I had put more focus on this thought or that. I've never been able to even I've barely found a few moments which also happen sometimes by mistake, where I've really enjoyed my performance. Otherwise I'm mostly like ये क्या कर दिया.
But then do you guys remember like जब हम स्कूल में एग्जाम्स देते थे, एग्जाम हॉल के बाहर आके पेपर डिस्कस करते थे, अच्छा what is the answer for this one, what was the answer for this one.
वो तो डिप्रेशन है भाई.
Have you guys actually done the same thing while you give a shot and
बिल्कुल यही होता है. लेकिन जैसे आपने शॉट दिया और कैसा है, आप इधर उधर देख रहे हैं और सडनली साइरस ने आके बोला सर यू किल्ड इट, तो ऐसा लगता है कि ये तो बहुत बढ़िया काम कर लिया आपने. तो किसी के बोलने से भी फर्क पड़ जाता है कि कोई जो सेट पे जब आपकी तारीफ करते थे कि सर शॉट वाज गुड, वेरी गुड. ये जो एग्जाम देते हैं आप, इसका जो फाइनल मार्क्स दिए जाते हैं ये ऑडियंस देती है. और उन्होंने जो मार्क्स दिए वो एक्सेप्टेबल होते हैं और उसी से मैं फिर साइड रिवर्स जाके बोलता हूँ कि मैंने अच्छा काम किया है या नहीं किया है. So whatever they say, we come to know people say you've done a good job, yeah, you didn't do very well. So I take that as the final outcome of my performance.
Yeah, I think it happens a lot. I think it's very very common. And then कभी कभी तो मुझे ये भी मेरे साथ ये भी हुआ है कि मुझे किसी ने कहा है कि बहुत अच्छा किया, मुझे लग रहा है मैंने बहुत ही बकवास किया, तो मैं उस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट में घुस जाता हूँ कि यार ये तो मुझे समझ नहीं आया. बट देयर इज सो मच हैपनिंग रियली, यू नो, इन अ सीन that you don't know of. I mean, sometimes just the way it's late, the sequence of events before and after, and of course the audience are the best bunch of people to tell you, and also unke bhi perspective badalte hain. Sometimes you'll meet someone who'll be like, who loves something you've done which you also didn't notice, and they bring it to your awareness.
But then in your personal life, who's that one person who is like a big critic of your work, जिनको convince करना is not really that easy?
मेरे घर में तो सब बैठे हैं, उनको नहीं टाइम है सेंसिटिविटी उसके लिए. कभी कभी तो वो ये भी बोल देंगे कि मुझे तो शो भी बड़ा अच्छा लगा लेकिन तुम ठीक है. and so I am sometimes scared कि वो देखेंगे तो अब शुरू हो जाएंगे. And then the worst is if they see you're doing badly or you're feeling bad, then they'll compensate in the worst way possible. No, you were good, but now you know it's a compensation, sort of horrible way of saying it. So I have a lot of critics in my life.
साइरस का भी जैसा हाल है मेरा भी वही है. फैमिली मेरी बीवी है, 2 लड़कियां हैं, एंड द गर्ल्स तो और कुछ नहीं तो वो kind of a shirt मिली. अरे भैया इसका क्या करे भाई, ये तो एक रिक्वायरमेंट है, उसकी इतनी सारी लेयरिंग होती है वहाँ डिसीजंस की, कई कमीज के तो हम लोग तो मिल जाती है बहुत है, लेकिन वो शर्ट वो कॉम्बिनेशन ही हो रही है. व्हाई वर यू सिटिंग लाइक दैट व्हेन यू आर सेइंग सच अ थिंग? यू शुड बी सीइंग लाइक उनके अपने परसेप्शन चलते हैं.
ये कमाल की बात कही है आपने सर, क्योंकि मेरे खानदान में लगता है, मेरी फैमिली को लगता है कि मैं ही बना रहा हूँ शो. मतलब ये कैसे शर्ट पहन के आ गए, ये मैंने कहा भाई मैं मेरा नहीं है फिल्म, मुझे दी गई थी.
But then talking about the bonding on the set or something, potluck as the name says, have you guys enjoyed a potluck in real life? I'm sure each one of us has. Any memories related to it?
I have lots of memories. हमारे फैमिली में बहुत potlucks हुए, and potluck मतलब lunches and dinners, and you can call it birthdays, pujas, and रक्षाबंधन, दिवाली, होली. So potluck में तो concept is that everybody gets something, not necessarily. In what I'm talking about, I'm being caught up in this kind of atmosphere of lots of lunches and dinners, lots and lots. So, but as a get together or family get together, if you can call it that, and then a lot of them have taken place, and I've benefited a lot. And my life is revolved around these kind of lunches. They have had a lot more than food. In them, you know, we get a lot more than food in them, and that's why this concept of potluck is what I strictly and very, vigorously vouch for कि ये होना चाहिए सबके घर में potluck.
I agree, and I think every family needs that 1 or 2 people ना, जो जिसे कहते हैं the glue, जो ज़रा एंथू कटलेट्स हैं, जो कहते हैं भाई आज करते हैं, ये करते हैं, ऑर्गेनाइज करते हैं, बिकॉज it really brings everybody back together, and it's so much about everyone's different personalities. कभी कभी डिसएग्रीमेंट्स भी हो जाती हैं, आर्ग्यूमेंट्स भी हो रही हैं, और वो इट्स लाइक अ रियल बुके ऑफ फ्लावर्स, मतलब हर टाइप के फूल हैं.
The other thing that I would love to know here is that, you know, obviously the audience is going to have their own favorite scenes and, you know, favorite moments from potluck. But as in person, आप लोगों के खुद के कौन सा था वो कोई पर्सनल या फेवरेट मोमेंट था, कोई सीन था जो आप लोगों ने एनैक्ट किया, किसी दूसरे कैरेक्टर ने एनैक्ट किया जो, you know, it actually was your favorite, you loved it?
For me, there are a couple of scenes that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed without sort of letting go of too much information.
Yeah.
But Kittuji and Sir have a lovely scene in a car after a certain happening, which I thought they did beautifully. It was my first day of shoot, and I thought that it was so much fun to watch them, because it really felt like a marriage. And marriage is always depicted in with so much love, and I thought it was very real and it was very earnest. And it makes you feel like, okay, that's why people are in relationships, because this is what it was all about, the gravy at the end of the meal. That was a beautiful scene.
What about you, sir? What was your favorite moment?
Coincidentally, जैसे साइरस ने कहा कि that was his first day of shoot, तो साइरस तुम्हें याद होगा वो तुम्हारा और मेरा एक सीन था. जी. एक छोटा सा सीन है, बहुत कम डायलॉग्स आए थे उसमें, and बहुत ही बढ़िया सीन है, और just the 2 of us, वो डिस्क्राइब तो नहीं कर सकते.
हाँ वही थोड़ा.
लेकिन वो you will know what I am talking about. Anybody who sees Potluck will know कि वो मैं कौन से सीन की बात कर रहा था. हटके था थोड़ा सा. बाकी all scenes were very very enjoyable. All of my favorite.
Oh. Any parting words for the fans? Because I'm very sure, because Potluck for me is like actually sharing, and dabba sharing, or maybe whatever sharing, but just sharing and that family. So what will the fans take away? Any parting words for them?
Family that eats together, stays together. This is the absolute final word.
Yeah. Yeah, with all their lunacy and madness and eccentricity and bizarre behavior and hidden equations, somehow everybody gets by and adds a whole new flavor in to each other's lives. And I think if you're looking for something breezy and light but still sort of subtle and nicely told, it's a really nice sort of drama comedy.
Well, I wish you guys all the luck, and I really hope that Potluck gets all the success that you guys are actually expecting, and that I am hoping after talking to the complete cast of it. I wish you all the luck. It was a pleasure having the two of you here.
Thank you.
Today.
Thanks for your
Thank you
time.
so much. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, sir. Well, thank you so much, guys, for watching today's chat session with me, Vishakha Pandit, जहाँ आज मेरे खास मेहमान थे Cyrus Sahukar और उन्हीं के साथ साथ उनके real father Jatin Sial. Well, I really hope that you guys will actually feel that connect to Potluck when you'll actually watch it on Sony Live. Until then, this is me, Vishakha Pandit, signing off for now. You do stay tuned to Telechakkar for all the more updates about the Tele world.
Know all about the Tele world by subscribing to Telechakkar's YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated to our new videos.